Hey guys, this is Mr. Arthur, 5th grade science teacher at Cypress Grove Intermediate, and I'm here to demo for you guys the lab that we're going to be performing to experiment with forces, right? The question for our lab today is, does the height of the ramp affect how far a marble will push a paper dragon, right? So that's what we're going to be investigating. And before we demo anything, you guys are going to make your hypothesis at home, and you're going to fill in your hypothesis on your lab report, and you're going to fill in the blanks. The hypothesis states, if the marble is rolled from a blank point on the ramp, it will push the dragon blank. So think about what we know about forces and how force can change the motion of an object and change the position of the object. And think about how when you apply more force to an object, what that can cause it to do as far as change in position, right? So after you make your prediction, make your hypothesis, then we're ready to get started with the lab. So our supplies that we're going to be using for today's lab include a ramp made out of a ruler, a plastic cup. We're going to use a paper dragon to measure how far it travels. We're using a piece of tape to mark our starting point, so we know to start at the same point every time. And then last but not least, we're going to use a marble and then a meter stick to measure the distance that our dragon moves, right? So after we have everything set up, I'm going to go ahead and switch this to our lab report. So looking at our data table, we notice that we're going to position the marble at 5 different points on the ramp, and then we're going to observe how far the paper dragon moves after the marble rolls down the ramp. So looking at the first starting position, it says 4 centimeters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my marble at the 4 centimeter mark on my ramp, and then I'm going to roll it down, and we're going to observe how far the paper dragon moves, right? So now I'm going to measure, and I'm going to round to the nearest whole centimeter, and I notice that the dragon moved about 5 centimeters. So for trial 1, I'm going to write down, and I'm going to do this on my paper so I remember 5 centimeters, right? I'm going to quickly go through the other trials, reset the dragon, and we'll see what we get. Trial 2 rounds up again to 5 centimeters. Reset. And then from, again, starting point. Ooh, this time I noticed that it traveled a distance of 6 centimeters. So now we've completed all 3 trials for our first starting point, which was 4 centimeters. And now we can continue on to the second one, which is 8 centimeters. So I'm going to move my dragon back. I'm going to move my marble up the ramp higher this time to 8 centimeters. And when I let go, right, let's observe what happened. I notice that this time it measures out to around 7 centimeters. So in our lab report, where it says 8 centimeters for trial 1, I record the distance, 7 centimeters. Trial 2, I noticed that it traveled 10 centimeters for trial 2. 10 centimeters, right? Reset. And again from 8. One last time, it looks like it traveled 10 centimeters. So from 8 centimeters high on my ruler, the marble traveled 7 centimeters in trial 1, 10 centimeters for both trial 2 and 3. All right? Now we're going to back it up even farther. This time we're going to start from 12 centimeters high on my ramp, and we'll see how far it pushes the marble. This time, the dragon traveled 13 centimeters. 13 centimeters. Reset. Place our marble at the starting position, let go, measure, this time 11 centimeters. 11 centimeters. And for one last trial at the 12 centimeter starting point, we let go and I measure 11 centimeters again. All right? So for the 12 centimeter starting position mark, the paper dragon traveled 13 centimeters in trial 1 and 11 centimeters in trial 2.